Some of the wealthiest people on Earth didn't build their fortunes on flashy technology, viral apps, or revolutionary inventions. They built them on businesses so ordinary, so predictable, that most people ignored them entirely. No headlines, no hype, no overnight fame, and yet, decade after decade, these quiet industries have produced a disproportionate number of millionaires. So the real question isn't why exciting businesses fail so often. It's why boring ones keep winning. In this video, we'll explore 6 unglamorous businesses that have quietly created immense wealth over generations. We'll look at why these industries are so resilient, why they tend to reward patience over brilliance, and why their success rate is far higher than most people expect. More importantly, we'll uncover what these businesses reveal about how wealth is actually built, not in theory, but in practice. Let's start with a pattern most people miss. Across history, wealth is rarely built where attention is highest. The most competitive industries attract the most talent, the most capital, and the most risk. Margins shrink. Failure rates rise. Boring businesses operate differently. They solve everyday problems. They rely on repetition, not innovation. And they benefit from something incredibly powerful: consistent demand. Let's begin. Business number 1, waste management and sanitation. Few people dream of working in garbage, but trash is one of the most reliable industries in existence. People generate waste in every economy, in every decade, regardless of recessions, pandemics, or technological shifts. Waste management businesses benefit from long-term government contracts, high barriers to entry, predictable cash flow. Once a company secures a region, competitors rarely displace them. This is why sanitation companies tend to operate like utilities: boring, stable, and quietly profitable. The irony is simple. What society wants to avoid thinking about often turns out to be the most dependable source of income. Here's where it gets interesting. Boring equals defensible. Exciting businesses invite competition. Boring businesses repel it. Few people want to start a waste company, deal with regulations, logistics, or public resistance. That lack of glamour becomes a moat. In business, moats matter more than ideas. Business number 2, self-storage facilities. At first glance, self-storage looks almost absurd. Rows of metal boxes, minimal staff, very little technology. And yet, self-storage is one of the most consistently profitable real estate models in modern history. Why? Because people accumulate things faster than they get rid of them. Life transitions, moving, divorces, downsizing, business inventory create constant demand. And once customers move in, they tend to stay longer than expected. Operating costs are low, pricing power is strong, and occupancy rates remain resilient even during downturns. Self-storage isn't exciting, it's repetitive, and repetition is where wealth compounds. Business number 3, laundromats. Laundromats are one of the clearest examples of boring brilliance. They provide a simple service: clean clothes, no trends, no seasonality, no innovation required. What makes them powerful is their structure. Cash-based revenue, daily demand, low employee requirements. Once established in the right location, laundromats behave like small infrastructure projects rather than businesses. They don't scale fast, they don't go viral, but they pay consistently. And consistency over time beats almost everything else. But there's a twist. Boring businesses reward operators, not dreamers. These businesses don't reward those chasing exponential growth. They reward people who show up, manage costs, and understand systems, which is why they quietly turn ordinary operators into wealthy ones. Business number 4, plumbing, electrical, and HVAC services. These trades share a common advantage: urgency. When a pipe bursts or air conditioning fails, customers don't shop around endlessly. They pay for speed and reliability. Skilled trade businesses benefit from local monopolies, licensing barriers, aging infrastructure, shortage of qualified workers. As fewer young people enter the trades, pricing power increases for those who remain. These businesses aren't disrupted easily. You can't outsource a broken pipe to the internet. And while the work may be unglamorous, the economics are remarkably strong. Business number 5, commercial cleaning services. Office buildings, hospitals, schools, and factories all require regular cleaning. Not occasionally, not optionally. Commercial cleaning operates on contracts, not one-time sales. That means recurring revenue and predictable scheduling. Margins improve with scale. Labor is straightforward, and demand persists regardless of economic cycles. It's not exciting, but it's resilient. And resilience is the silent partner in most long-term wealth stories. Business number 6, funeral services. Few industries feel more uncomfortable to discuss, but death, like waste and laundry, is unavoidable. Funeral services benefit from inelastic demand, emotional decision-making, local trust-based monopolies. Families don't negotiate aggressively in moments of grief. They prioritize reliability and dignity. This isn't exploitation, it's economics shaped by human behavior. Funeral businesses tend to be passed down generations, steadily accumulating wealth while remaining almost invisible to the broader economy. Why boring businesses outperform flashy ones? At a structural level, boring businesses share 5 traits. 1. Predictable demand. 2. High switching costs. 3. Limited competition. 4. Operational simplicity. 5. Long-term relevance. They don't depend on trends. They don't require constant reinvention. And they don't collapse when attention shifts elsewhere. They're not built for excitement. They're built for endurance. The psychology most people get wrong. Most people chase businesses that impress others. But wealth doesn't care about admiration. It responds to systems that quietly work. Day after day, year after year. Boring businesses don't promise extraordinary outcomes. They deliver ordinary outcomes consistently. And when consistency compounds, the results stop being ordinary. When you step back, a clear lesson emerges. Millionaires are rarely created by excitement. They're created by patience, by choosing businesses that don't rely on constant growth narratives, by operating in industries where demand doesn't disappear, by building systems that survive boredom. The real risk in business isn't being unoriginal. It's being dependent on attention. In the end, boring businesses succeed not because they're dull, but because they're honest. They solve real problems. They operate in reality, not hype. And they reward those willing to stay when others lose interest. Wealth, it turns out, often grows in the places no one is looking. If you found this exploration insightful, consider subscribing for more calm, cinematic stories about money, business, and the hidden mechanics of wealth. This is Cold Insight. Thanks for listening.